Good morning, Scott School, on this terrific Tuesday, September 9th, and welcome to our morning news. Second graders here at Scott School, we have morning news on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays each and every week, and we want to welcome you so you can be a part of the fun here at Scott School and listen to all the things that we're about and the celebrations that we will have throughout the year. And third graders, welcome back to yet another amazing year and lots of adventures here at Scott School. Friends, what I want to share with you is my name is Mrs. Reha. For those of you who are not sure who I am, I'm the principal here at Scott School. If you are new to Scott, again, my title is principal. If you are new here because you are at Shavy Road, I am the Mrs. Crouch of Scott School, like Mrs. Crouch was the principal of Shavy Road. If you are returning, you probably are familiar with who I am. And I just want to welcome you again and say I'm so very excited that you are here. And I am also extremely proud of how well each and every one of you are following our routines and procedures so far this school year. At Scott School, we have 3 school rules. We are respectful, we are responsible, and we are safe. And these rules are so very similar to Shavy Road's rules, and you will learn them because we will talk about them a lot throughout this school year. So far, I'm seeing lots of that awesome behavior. We are also bucket fillers here, and that's pretty familiar if you attended Shavy as well. And if you're a returning student, you know what we stand for. We will also talk about zones of regulation this year because here at Scott School, we identify our feelings and what zone we are in. So that's something that Mrs. Schwartz and your classroom teachers and staff will talk to you about throughout the year, and we'll do some teaching around that. And it is okay to be in touch with your feelings. We want you to make sure that you identify that, hey, some days you might be in one color and other days you might be in another color, and that is just a-okay. That is who we are as people. So we'll talk more about that throughout the year. Another thing that we do on our morning news each week is we have a Fab with Vocab week. So we include a vocabulary word each week so that we grow our word bank that we can use not only in our conversations, but also in our writing and identify those words when we're reading. So this week, we're going to kick off our school year with the word honorific. Honorific is a tricky word. You might not hear this word a ton. Honorific is a noun and it means a word or title expressing respect. Although you may not hear the word honorific a ton, you use honorifics a lot. The handy dandy illustration we have here is a little cartoon of it looks to be a teacher at the board and 2 students talking, and one says to the other, we use the honorific Mrs. when addressing adults at Scott School. It could also be Mr. In some places where we have staff who might have their degree to be called a doctor, it could be also a doctor. Or when you go to a doctor's office or a dentist office, it might be doctor. There are lots of different honorifics, friends, that you can use. Really, it's that short little word before you use oftentimes the last name. So an honorific for me would be Mrs. Reha. And I have a friend here I'm going to introduce in a minute, and her name is Mrs. Schwartz. Now, most honorifics, friends, are the honorific. So in my case, it's Mrs. followed by my last name. Sometimes, however, you will hear some adults like to have the honorific followed by their first name, and that is their preference. So if an adult says, I prefer to be called Mr. Josh, then you honor that because that is how they want to be identified as. And that's a-okay too. That is their choice, but you're still using an honorific. So I challenge you to be fab with vocab. Look for the word honorific in your reading, include it in some writing, or try to use it and really impress your grown-ups at home at the dinner table by telling them what an honorific is and then using one and telling them what you learned about honorifics all week long, because I know you can do it. You use them all the time. And now on to Mrs. Schwartz.
Why, thank you, Mrs. Reha. Hello, friends. It's so nice to be back on the morning news. We have a rootin' tootin' good time. Let me tell you, it's going to be a fun adventure this year. So, friends, sometimes we will give you reminders of different things coming up. So, for example, we had our Dibbles testing last week, and this week we started the NWEA testing. So, we'll remind you that we have different things coming up during the week. And we might just say, hey, remember with the NWEA testing, it's nothing to stress about. You just do your best and try not to get stuck on one question. You just look at it and make your best, most educated thinking guess. And if you start to feel a little bit worried, remember there are things you can do. You can take some deep breaths. You can take a short little break. And when we take those deep breaths, we go in through our nose and out through our mouth. And we know you'll do a great job. You're all pros. You've been doing this since kindergarten. You got this. And the other things we might do is just remind you of maybe some of our behavior expectations that we have. So, for example, you have all done a really, really good job of learning our procedures outside, especially in the morning and after school. One thing I want to make sure to remind you of is when we are going from one place to another. So, for example, after lunch, when you are going from the lunchroom out to recess, we do not run out and run past the adults. We walk on our way out to recess. I promise you, the playground will still be there. I promise. And when you are coming into school, some of you who are getting dropped off, it's kind of fun to see our adults who are leaving. We want to wave to them, but we have to make sure not to run on that sidewalk. Friends, we have had other students in the past fall and wipe out, and there's with the cars there, we just don't want to even chance it. So please make sure that you are walking along that sidewalk all the way in to the building, so you can make sure you get there safe. And after school, when you are coming out, either going to your bus or coming over to the pickup area, again, please walk. We will make sure that you get where you need to go safely. That is super, super important. We know you'll continue to do a great job. We also celebrate Panther Pride winners. Da, 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 da. So as we go on and more classes are drawing for our Panther Pride winners, we will celebrate those winners here. And then we're going to put these up on the bucket filling board that is right outside in the main hallway, right down from the lunchroom. All right, so let's celebrate some of these early Panther Pride winners. From Miss Oberman's class, we have Owen. From Mrs. Toth's class, Caleb. From Mrs. Cass's class, we have Eli and Daryl. From Mrs. Crumb's class, we have Paxton. Also from Miss Oberman's class, we have Lucy. From Miss Villarreal's class, we have Charlie and Quinn. And from Mrs. Carr's class, we have Rose. Congratulations. We are so, so incredibly proud of your Panther Pride behavior and all of your hard work. We know you're going to continue to rock it out, Scott School. Now, friends, what I'd like us all to do, please, is stand. We are going to be saying our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a truly a truly terrific Tuesday, Scott School.